Hello, I'm Bird and welcome to episode 4 of Rebuilding Swansea City. While you're here, why not smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, go and check out all my old content and stick around for my new. Now then, episode 4. I very rarely do an episode 4 in my rebuild series, but if sometimes I think it deserves it, I will do it. And at the end of episode 3, I put it out there to you to see what kind of feedback it'd get. The episode went down really well. Got lots of people wanting episode 4, and to be fair, I felt like we deserved it. We'd just won the Europa League, we'd done really well, we'd finished top 4, we got into the Champions League. I've got this young team. I'm thinking I'm going to get all this Champions League money. It's got another season in this. Let's try and see what we can do with this club. Can we kick them on more? Can we have a good run in the Champions League? So obviously I'm well ahead on these things. I play these in advance before I film them, so I'd already started my Valencia rebuild. That's only ended up being 2 episodes long. I finished that off quite quick, so it allowed me then to start playing season 4 of Swansea, and I've enjoyed it. I've also been really frustrated. We're going to get stuck into all that pretty soon, but again, thank you for coming back. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this, especially if you're a Swansea fan. Even if you're not a Swansea fan, just smash the like button now and we'll get going with it. Go on, I can wait. I've got a brew here. I'll have my brew, you smash the like button. I'll see you in a minute. Let's have a quick recap because it has been a couple of weeks for me. I know what we did, but let's just get refreshed. And obviously we had 3 seasons. We did really well. We won an FA Cup and the Europa League, which was fantastic. Now, my first season we got promoted. We came second. We're pretty much the standard squad really. And then last year I've had this plan, Anna, where the rebuild before this was Arsenal, and I started buying in wonder kids, which is great. With Swansea, you can't get that top level wonder kid, so I went a tier down, and there's still some very good players, which I think we've proved by finishing 6th. Obviously, we won an FA Cup, and then last year we finished 4th and won the Europa League, so we definitely got ourselves guaranteed into the Champions League. But like I said, I thought, this club's kicking on. I know I'd bought a lot of players and I put a lot of debt on the team. There's a lot of other things were happening, training facilities, etc. But I really thought we were going to go into this year with a nice chunk of money. And instead of having to loan a few players, I could really put the finishing touches to the team. And then I got my budget. We've got 38 million in the bank. And even though we're going into this season, into the Champions League, and I need at least 5 players, maybe 4 or 5 players, that's how much they've given me to spend. So this year ain't going to be as fun as I thought it was, because we've got a good young team. You probably remember them. I'm going to try and show you some of them again, refresh you. And I know I put some debt on the team, but not bad debt. We're not in debt. I've just not got any money to really kick on this year, which is mega frustrating, because there's only one thing I can do, and that is put that 10 million really into the wages and go back to the loan market. Now we have expanded the stadium. That's finished. It's now 31,000 seaters, so hopefully that'll get us some more money this year. And of course they started putting money into the facilities, which is great. It'd be great if I carry on playing this. I might carry on playing this for myself, which is good and all that. But first year in the Champions League, you think in reality they'd go, right, we're going to get some mega money this year. Even if we only go in the group stages, we're going to get some good money. Let's just borrow that money and give it you. You put it into the squad and let's have a good run at it. But that's not the case. Now, of course, if you watch the whole Swansea rebuild, you'll know that every year we had Brewster. 3 seasons we had him on loan. And then after episode 3 finished, he actually went to Swansea on loan in real life. So loads of you have messaged me on different formats saying, Boo, have you seen it? I thought it was crazy. I like the idea that maybe someone in the transfer department at Swansea watches my series and has gone, God, that Brewster, man, he's class. So this is my squad, and it's not massive. It is lacking those few players. Don't forget we had a couple of wingers on loan last year. We had Brewster up top. Now, if I couldn't sign anyone, we could probably soldier through. I haven't got much in the youth team. I've sold a couple of youngish players for a couple of $100,000 here or there. Nothing major though, right? But we have got a good young team. I was just hoping I'd have 40, 50 million to bring in a couple more to put the finishing touches to it, to then, think of the future. But we have got some great players. Look at some of them quickly. Raheem Harper, top young player, great player. Batali is the defender. See what I mean? I mean, none of them are wonder kids. None of them are going to be world stars, but they're all bloody brilliant. Ketchup. See, do you know what? It's weird, isn't it? Because I love playing this save. It was a good 3 seasons. I really enjoyed it. Some rebuilds are fun, but they feel like a job. This Swansea one, honestly, I actually proper enjoyed it. And as soon as I loaded it back up for this fourth season, saw some of these names, all came back to me. Especially, where's Luis? Miguel Luis, who's down here, is okay, isn't he? But he just plays mint for me. Now, we have got a good striker, but he was playing out wide on the left last year because it's Jose Yuan. Do you remember him? The guy who was a wonder kid, and then I signed him, and then he lost his wonder kid status. So if we've still got a good striker, and we've got a lot of good young players with a lot of promise. This team could be something. We've still got Matty Grimes. Wow, Matty bloody Grimes. He's like the oldest statesman of the team. Is he the oldest player? Matty Grimes at 26 is my oldest player. Well, I brought in 5 loans. There was lots of wanted, lots of missed out on. Obviously, a lot of the good players are in England. We're in England, but we could only loan 2 long-term loans in England. So after that, I've had to go abroad. But the first player we brought in was this kid from Liverpool. I needed more on the wings. Got it for a couple of reasons. He's a good young player. He's becoming a good young player on here. I like the name Dembele. Makes him sound like he's good. But he's a wonder kid. So he's awesome. And they didn't want any monthly fees. There's a lot of good players out there, but you have to pay a monthly fee. It's just going to cost you millions, isn't it? If I can pay just wages only, that's what I go for. Next up was Ethan Ampadu. That's what I'm saying. Now, he's got a lot of potential. And I noticed him early on in this rebuild when I was just looking for good Welsh players. Because he's Welsh. He's now only 21. Chelsea bought him not too long ago, but he's now under 23s and he's now available for loan. So let's snap him up. He's costing me 51 grand a week, but that's fair enough. But he can play at centre half and defensive mid, so he's going to be double handy. He's Welsh, which is great. Now the next 3 signings are all from Bayern Munich. Not because they're from Bayern Munich, and I quite like Bayern, but they were just the best available, and it just so happened they're all at Bayern. So the next guy we've got in is Mikhail Cousins. Right, answer on a postcard if I got that wrong. Again, central midfielder, can cover, go a bit forward if we need to. 22-year-old, he's French. He's got some really good abilities. The kind of player that looks perfect in my team. Now, obviously, we've got one striker, the Mexican, don't forget. And I wanted 2 more, or I wanted another one. We'll talk about him in a bit. But I wasn't 100% sure he was going to sign for us. So I went for this lad, Joshua Zirkzee. What a name. Just because he's young and got a lot of potential. Last but not least, we've loaned Oliver Batista. Love that, Batista. Because he's a decent young player. He's a 4-star, which is alright. But it's the fact that he can play naturally on both wings. So it's just more cover. I felt like my defence was good. We've got 2 good goalkeepers. I just needed a bit of strengthening in the middle and a striker. But there was another striker who got released who I never thought too much about until an Arsenal rebuild, or my Arsenal rebuild, and then I fell in love with him. Well, he got released. He was old. He wasn't the player he used to be, but we were this bloody close to getting him. But he chose Leicester. Leicester, who finished 17th last year, nearly got relegated. I like Leicester, no offence. And he chose to accept a deal that was 40 grand a week less than what we were giving him. He could have come here and been a freaking superstar still. I know he's not as quick as he used to be, but he was still good. I reckon we'd have got a good year out of him. I know he scores goals for fun. I don't think we had him as the superstar player. He's an important player here. But really? We're in the Champions League. Are they still got a bigger reputation than us? But you know what? The bookies have got a bit of faith in us-ish. I mean, we predicted to be 8th, which I reckon we can do better than that. I know I've got a good team. I remember how good they are. I wasn't 100% sold on the tactic, even though it did well last year. I wanted to try a different tactic, but I wanted to change it a bit for me. So we're going to be using this year, I wanted to try it out, something different, and try different things. Seven's Klopidola tactic, the tactic I used for Valencia. But I've changed it a bit. Changed the position, changed some stuff. So it might work, it might not. You never know, do you? Let's find out. Now, my scouting team needs an upgrade. That's not the greatest. Everything else is alright though. So yeah, I'm going to get into the scouting team. I was going to get into the scouting team this year. But that coaching team is still top notch. And they'd let me add 2 more spaces so it could make it even better. It's got to be an advantage. We need every advantage we can get this year. And he hasn't really got big hopes. I mean, we were Champions League team this year. Champions League team. So, alright, if you don't think we can get back there, maybe the Europa League. No. He's happy with us going to the Europa Cup 2. the shit one, the 3rd division of Europe. Have some ambition, man. Put some money into the club. Let's go for it. Stop being so scared. I was very frustrated. Champions League, be competitive. Super Cup, don't forget. Got to play Man City. Oh, can't wait for that. English FA Cup. They want the 5th round, and the Carabao Cup 4th round. I'm not going to go through these in loads of detail. I just want you to see for yourself. Quick look actually at the keeper, Bo Dart. Remember, he's a good keeper, and we've got a good young keeper as well. So that's the kind of level we've got. Good defence, as you can see. Don't forget me full-backs. They might only be 2.5 stars on there, but they've all got loads of potential. And I took that gamble. You might remember in season 3, I took a risk with them, paid off. So another season of them developing. We've still got really good midfielders. Harper, obviously. We've got Jude Bellingham, or whatever his name is, remember? He's in his 2nd year. Luis, Melagoni. So, you know, it's good. My wingers, I really wish we could have bought another striker. A proper striker. A Brewster level striker. Even Brewster himself bought him. And my wingers, I'd like to be better. We're just going to see how it goes, man. I was excited, though. So let's mix it up a bit, and we'll start with the Premier League. Why not? The Premier League we're doing very well in. Drawn 1, lost 3, and I've won 10 at this point. 31 points, only 4 points off the top. I mean, we were a top 4 side last year, and we're still a top 4 side, battling out with Watford in the top 4. And the mighty Manchester clubs are at the top. So, I've got to say, I didn't know how it was going to go because we'd lost Brewster. The loan players were decent. Were they as good as the ones we've had the previous year? You don't know, do you? But then I had to think, you know, my young team, the guys that are mine, are a year older, a bit more experienced, a bit better. But yeah, tactic as well. I've tweaked it. I like it. I think it's a bit better. Because the original Kloppy Dola has got the AMC, and I never used one, so I just switched him to an anchorman. I quite like it. Defensively, I'm happy. I mean, when you look at the City and United, you're like, But I'm happy with it. It could be a bit better. But like again, they're still young. My fullbacks are young. The whole team's freaking young. Going forward, very happy. Joint 3rd with 27 goals. I mean, Tottenham with Mr. Haaland are just wiping the floor with everyone. Let's have a look at the fixtures in the league so far. Now, I did have a pre-season. Went to China. Enough said. It was all right. We won all our games. That'll do. But in the league, I mean, it's not been perfect, but it's been good enough that we're up there. So everyone's the same. We've had some good results, some like really good results. Started off against Villa, did well. The Palace game, I was a bit shocked with. The Fulham game, we should have won that, I'll be honest with you. Then we bounced back with an absolute stonker against Southampton. A brilliant game. Absolutely amazing. This was the best one though. And then it got better. And then it got better. So, yeah, can't really complain. It's good. We can keep this up and get top 4 again. I'd be happy with that. What I wasn't happy with was this. I mean, it's not the most important trophy, but it's Leeds United. Scraped our way through in the FA Cup. I played this. This is the last game I played, actually, before this point. It was on the last 31st, I think, of December, is it? Yep. 1-1 draw, scraped through on penalties. Should have beat them. So we were lucky, really, because, you know, once it goes to penalties, anything can happen. On to the Champions League, and we got drawn in Group D, which I instantly thought, holy shit, we're doomed. Wolfsburg, good club, man, good players. Benfica, always have good players. Seville, whatever you want to call them. Awesome. So to win it, I think was absolutely amazing, and by 4 points as well. I mean, super amazing. We got beat off Benfica away. The game we drew was 0-0 at home with Sevilla, and then there are 4 results and 3-1 nillers, man. It is what it is, though. So that's brilliant. Great financially, great for confidence. Makes me feel really good. I don't know if we're not going to go on and win it. Surely not. But not bad for your first attempt. Just in case you're wondering, I've saved the best till last. We picked up a trophy. It's not the best trophy in the world, but it's basically the champion of European champions. And when you come into it as Europa League champions against the Champions League winners, and the Champions League winners is Manchester City, and you're a Manchester United fan, this is the best thing ever. Again, 0-0. I mean, they probably should have beat us, maybe. But I think we did all right. They had a man sent off, which always helps. But we had some good moments in the game. My goalkeeper got man of the match, which probably says a lot. But when it goes to penalties, anything can happen, and we won. Picked up a beautiful trophy. Looks great in the cabinet. So how was my team doing at this point? Well, they're doing alright. I can't really complain. Still gutted about the League Cup. But, you know, still in the FA Cup. We're in Europe, which is great. And top 3 in the league. So, yeah, pretty happy. My left back, Mr. Brecalo. Boss of a Croatian. I love that kid. Raheem Harper, really good player. Starts to want bigger things. He can shut up. He's worth 41 million. Bloody hell. I mean, if I played this for a long time, some of these probably... I'd have to realistically sell 1 or 2, wouldn't I? And cash in. But then, how do you have a build? That's what always annoys me. You want to keep them. But sometimes I will keep them. I don't care how upset they get. I really don't. Mr. Zeno, I like to call him. And him in Arsenal. The Arsenal rebuild. Chuffed to get him on this. He is a good player, man. You should always have a look at him if you can. Ketchup's done really well for me. I mean, a lot of these lads have, to be fair. Really happy with him. We go to goals. Zerki's been playing. He's decent. He could be quicker. Now, there's a reason why Zerki was playing, and that's because Mr. Juan got a major injury at the start of the season, so he's only just started to get back into it a bit. Really, he was out with something serious. I think he was out for like 2 months or something, maybe even 3. So he's not been back too long, but he's nearly there, I think. So hopefully he can start finding his form second half of the season, because he is a good player. Assist wise, you can see it's like spread out, isn't it? It could be better. I've got no one who's standing out and being awesome. Jude's injured, but he's a good young player. Look how good he's getting. He's a wonder kid and all. I remember I tried to get him in season 2, couldn't. End up getting him last season, in the 3rd season, and I've not heard too much about him now. I've heard loads about him. Like, really, it's supposed to be like a really good young talented player. Looking at that shows you Champions League, doesn't it? Premier League, Champions League mixed together, 76 million. We've made 64. When you look at last year when I bought all them players, we'd lost 48. This year, at this point, we've got 64. And they've now given me money to spend. I tell you what, right? I've loved this season. If this is a positive episode and if this breaks 2,000 views, I might play a 5th. I might play a 5th for me, and then if it breaks the views, I'll turn it into a video, and if it doesn't break the views, it'll just be for me. But if they can give me that in the summer, I could plug some holes, and maybe we can just go on a gear, because I feel like this year is similar to last year. Do you know what I mean? And this is a funny old game, innit? It's a funny old game. Now, I haven't got the Spanish League running on the Swansea save. Just didn't bother with it. I have different leagues depending on what I want. But what's mad is, on my Valencia rebuild, I got Arsenal in the Champions League final. Arsenal was my rebuild I did before Swansea. And now, with Swansea, in the next round of the Champions League, I've drawn Valencia. So we've still got loads to play for, and I couldn't wait to get going. I was really excited to see what this young team could do. The finances excited me, because I thought maybe we've got a bit of another season in this, especially for myself. So let's do it. Let's jump forward to April the 1st and let's see what's going on. So obviously we're out of the Carabao Cup, so let's go to the FA Cup, and it's the 4th round next, and we went away to Norwich and scraped our way through with an extra time freaking winner. And we like the sketchiness of it, because this is basically a repeat in a way, as in statistically it was an annihilation. We annihilated them. We had the ball a shit ton. We made more chances than I've ever seen, and we still had to go 2-2 into extra time, although they did fucking equalise at stupid o'clock. And then we had to obviously get the winner. Just enough. We're still in it. And now we're not in it. Because we went to Manchester United, who are a good team, and just collapsed. We just bent ourselves over and let them annihilate our bumholes, basically. And then we went to the new Mestalla and let Valencia do the same. This was hugely disappointing. I know a few of their bloody players, because I've just played with 2 seasons with a lot of them. And to get beat with a team that's still got Coquelin in it. I mean, they've got some good lads. So Rodrigo, Kondogbia, Gaya, good goalie. Do you know what I mean? A decent man. I thought we'd come away with something, even a draw. So we had a hill, a massive mountain we had to climb over. But we could do it. 2-0 at home, and we threw. But no, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. It was 2-1. They beat us 4-3 in our group, even though we were the better team in this game. I was just going for it. At the end, I threw everything at them. That one goal would have equalled it all up, wouldn't it? But it just wasn't to be for Swansea. First time in the Champions League, though, I was really proud of the group stage. It was just, yeah, it's disappointing. I quite like Valencia at the minute, though, because I've just had 2 seasons with them. You know, I spent a couple of days with Valencia. But, yeah, it is what it is. So over to the Premier League, and we are still in the top 4, which is all right. I mean, we're 6 points clear at this point of Tottenham. Watford have tailed off a bit. Chelsea and Arsenal, man. What the frig? Leicester, Mr. Freaking twat face who didn't want to sign for me. Bottom of the league. How's he doing though? Did I make a mistake? Or should I give him more money? What do you reckon? Yeah, he's bombing! He's bombing at Leicester. 3 goals in the league in 28 games. Mate, you should have come to me. I would have kicked some ass. So yeah, back to the league. Obviously we've got no one in the top 3 goals, top 3 players. But as a team, we're obviously a bloody good one. Although we still like to have nice rainbow fixtures, which I hate. But you know, beating Brighton was good, beating Liverpool, always bad. That's always good, especially away. But then we went on a bit of a bad run here, which is nothing to shout about. That, and then that, yeah, so nothing else happened really, nothing else bad happened. Nothing like a total twatting on TV. Jesus Christ, what? So yeah, there's no real change with the squad. I mean, assist-wise, no one's really standing out. I think if I did play another season, which I probably am going to, for me, again, if this breaks 2,000 views, I'll bring it to YouTube. If it doesn't, it'll stay with me. But I think if I get that money, definitely going for the wings. So I think the team's good. It's still young. I like it. I like a lot of these lads. And I want to get more players like this that are not top end. They're just very good. And they can, you know, try and max and get them to their max potential. But I mean, we're doing all right goals wise. This kid, never heard of him, Joshua. Decent though, decent. Look at Jude, by the way. Hey Jude, he's fucking rude. He's mint. Love him. He's a dude, and it rhymes with booed. So here we are. It's the 1st of June, and did we balls it up nearly? Top 4 though. That's all that matters. I'm very happy with that. Chelsea have got in as well. You probably know how, but I'll take that. I mean, it was the running was. I'm not sold on this tactic. I've used 2 different tactics now the last 2 years and still managed to finish top 4. I might try and make my own. I've not done that for a bit. People keep moaning at me. Make your own tactic. So I might try and make my own tactic and see if I can do anything better. I've reversed the dates. That's for the running. We got battered off United. Back-to-back games, obviously not top of the FA Cup, 3-0. Then we had to play them in the league. Beat us 4-0. Which wasn't great because we didn't win the next 3 games after that. We drew with Leicester. Arsenal got beat off Norwich, which is pathetic. Beat Everton, who got beat us earlier in the year. It's a bit all over, really. Picked up a good few points going into the end, though. Obviously, just enough. This is just an absolute kicking me nuts. I never want to see a cup final that's got Man City and Liverpool in it because who cares? I don't. This made me feel a little bit better. At least United won something. A little bit better. Not too much, though. Bad luck to Norwich. Of course, Chelsea had the Champions League spot, which meant they must have won the Europa League, and they did. And they beat Spurs. I don't mind Chelsea, and I quite like Spurs. So, I'll be honest, I kind of wanted Spurs to win it. And talking of Champions League, it hasn't been played yet. Well, fingers crossed. The mighty Manchester United will give those friends an ass kicking. And we are minted. This club is in a good place. I told you that. I say this sometimes. You have a bit of faith. I know we've had a crap year this year because I couldn't buy anyone. But we've paid off that debt now. I took a gamble on a lot of them players. I think a lot of them have paid off. A lot of them increased in value. We have paid them all off now. And we're going to this next year with money. I've got a ton of money in the bank. I mean, 40 million to spend. So there we have it. That's the end of episode 4. As always, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you smash the like button. It shows me that you enjoyed it, and it also helps more people see it. And if more people see it and you enjoyed it, we'll get an episode 5. Hey, see how it works? It's brilliant. If you are brand new, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to help the channel out that little bit more, keep the wife off my back, keep the channel going, justify the channel in her eyes, because she just sees this as a hobby. You can pledge to my Patreon. You'll find a link to that down below. $1 a month. That's all you need. That'd be amazing. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch me. Really do appreciate it. Honestly, just your view alone really is enough. And your subscription. I love you. I'm Bood. I'll see you next time.